All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for yet another reading of a One Piece volume. We are at the penultimate reading for today, and next week will be my last reading for me basically redoing Whole Cake Island. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece volume reading. I'ma put the microphone squarely in front of me so that way I'm centered and my voice can be heard by all. Let's begin. We're going to be reading through volume 88 of the series titled Lion. So let's see where the story left us last time. Story. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Any lingering coughs I had to get rid of before I started reading through the summary. These allergies be messing with me. Story. After 2 years of hard training, the Straw Hat Pirates are back together, first at the Sabaody Archipelago and then through Fishman Island to their next stage, the New World. Luffy and crew head into Big Mom's stronghold to take back Sanji, who's stuck in a political marriage with Big Mom's daughter. They overcome the many reasons preventing Sanji from returning to the crew and work together to prevent a plot to kill off Germa. They join forces with Beji in order to assassinate Big Mom, but that ultimately fails. When Big Mom doesn't get to eat any wedding cake, she falls prey to her hunger pangs and turns her rage on the Straw Hats. Sanji decides to help Pudding bake a new cake to placate Big Mom's rage. Meanwhile, Pedro sacrifices himself to help the crew get away, and Luffy locks himself inside the mirror world to keep Katakuri at bay. So, the chapters we're going to be going through is chapters 880 all the way down to 889. Chapter 880, Zero Escape. And we're at Chocolate Town, Kako Island.
Lady Pudding! Oh, it's the Minister of Fluff. Lady Chiffon?
Don't worry, everyone. Sister Chiffon wasn't involved in the rebellion. The fault lies in her husband, Gang Beji.
And mind you, Chiffon isn't saying anything while she's, also bound up in shackles right now. And we get a flashback of Chiffon talking to Pudding.
I'm sorry, sister. We're going to say I'm threatening you into making the cake.
It's fine, Pudding. I know where I stand.
Where can I even begin with the day's events? We've heard all the news, my lady. Your lovely wedding, ruined by the assault from Straw Hat Luffy and Beji's betrayal.
Yes, but there's no changing that now.
I can only imagine Mama's fury.
Her rage and hunger are so great they could easily destroy the entire country. Is everything set up here?
As of 1 hour ago, Whole Cake Island sent 31 of its cooks to this island.
Poor Lady Pudding. She's here trying to fix everything, and it's her special day that's been ruined.
Don't worry, I've got this. I won't let Mama destroy the realm.
Lady Pudding!
And everyone is just cheering.
We've been awaiting you, Lady Pudding. We've got everything ready to go.
Whole Cake Island's 31 head chefs. I don't know what's trying to linger, but it better get out of my throat! Sweets Factory, Chocolate Town.
I have something to ask of you, good townsfolk. Baking this cake is of utmost importance to the survival of this nation. It requires incredible concentration. So I must ask that you do not peek inside the factory while we are at work, and that you allow no visitors to look inside either, no matter who comes along.
Yo, what's going on, Abdullah? You just started One Piece? Nice. However, if you've just started One Piece and you haven't made it to the Whole Cake Island arc, which is all the way in the second half of the story, everything that I am saying right now is probably going to be a major spoiler. You're at episode 56. Oh, if you're watching the anime, you are nowhere near where I'm reading right now. Because where I'm reading is way off into the future for you. Way off. So, if you do not want to be spoiled... Also, thank you for subscribing. If you do not want to be spoiled in any way, then I suggest you come back at a later date. Because there are some heavy spoilers in volume 88 of what I'm going through. And I would hate to spoil you if you're enjoying the anime right now. I would hate to spoil you. So I'm just double checking before I continue. I just want to be sure. I just want to be sure before I continue. But I'm going to go ahead and continue. And if you're still here, then I've warned you, but I got to continue on.
Anything for you, Lady Pudding.
Best of luck!
Good. Now they won't spot Sanji dear inside. We're ready, chefs. Proceed inside, one at a time.
Head chef of Kitchen 1, Boucher, reporting for duty.
And Pudding uses her ability, her power, to rip the memory out from this chef inside the factory. I'm coming out now. And it's Sanji here. Had to double check something.
Head chef of Kitchen 1, Boucher, reporting for duty.
And Pudding rips his memory out inside the factory. And it's Sanji inside of Rabian. I'm coming out now.
There you go. Thanks for hiding.
We don't have much time to work with, so I'll take it upon myself to draw up a blueprint of the wedding cake while I was rolled up. So I took it upon myself to draw up a blueprint of the wedding cake while I was rolled up.
You remember it?
For the most part.
What? The shape is one thing, but how do you know the ingredients too?
By the scent. And Sanji just lights up a cigarette light, being able to recognize everything inside of a piece of food just by the scent of it. That's a crazy strong nose. That's stronger than Luffy's. And she's just utterly shocked at this ability. Then Pudding shows up in a full-on chef outfit.
Let's hurry, people. We haven't a moment to waste.
Oh, yeah, she looks especially cute in a chef's apron. And of course, Sanji is just enamored by Pudding in this getup. And then it cuts to Pudding, who also is enamored by Sanji's words because she falls over. Falls over with hearts in her eyes, bleeding from her nose, and she has like an ice compress on her head.
What's the matter, Lady Pudding?
Let's do our best, you lucky fellow.
And then Pudding tells him,
I removed the big incident from all the cooks' memories. In other words, they think the wedding happened and we're married.
But the wedding cake was ruined by some unfortunate...
unexpected bad weather. Now Mama's furious and we need to whip up a fresh cake. That's the story they believe now. And fortunately for us, their memories of the first cake are still fresh and vivid.
I see.
My word, who made this blueprint and recipe?
I did. Let me know if there are any mistakes.
You did this, sir? It's perfect. It's even got the secret ingredients Chef Slusen spent a week coming up with. I heard you were good, but I couldn't have imagined you were this good.
And even the chefs are just taken aback by Sanji's ability to replicate the cake.
Who would have guessed that your first act as a married couple would be to bake a cake together?
Guess you're right. Ah, shucks. And Pudding is literally beyond the point of where steam is coming off of her head from, embarrassment. She literally, her whole head is now on fire and she's falling over again.
What's the matter, Mrs. Pudding?
Stop saying that. You're gonna kill her. Mrs. We're basically a married couple now. Oh, and just to be clear, if you try to play hubby-hubby with me, I'll stop the breath from your lungs, Sanji.
And she's just flip-flopping between these personalities, even flipping them off in the process. And then Sanji's just basically ignoring her, going, get these ingredients at once. Non-mahogenize. Yeah, homogenize. Mahogenize. Non-mahogenize. Non-homogenized milk, sugar beets, bananas, black sesame seeds, soy flour, and a lot of yogurt. Light the way!
Dear.
It's a battle against time. Chiffon, I'll need you to bake an enormous chiffon cake. And Pudding, I'll need you to completely temper the chocolate within a span of 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's when I perform the secret step. I'm gonna show you all how the true essence of sweetness can drive people to absolute bliss.
The essence of sweetness?
We'll get the cake on the ship in 3 hours, decorate it and let it cool on the deck, so that the ultimate cake is completed by the time we reach the Sunny.
I see. So the process is airtight.
But it's so fast!
So we'll do it fast! Do you want Mama to destroy this country?
We're sorry, Mom. We'll keep up.
We're doing this for the sake of Lola's saviors. I'll make my special ascending to heaven fluffy chiffon cake.
Hang in there. Show me some aggressive cooking.
I have to help Sanji Deer's crew escape with my sweet, sweet chocolate.
Then let the cooking begin. Oh, and now we're cutting to Katakuri and Luffy in the Mirror World. The Mirror World. You survived, Brother Perils? Just barely. I'm with Mama as she chases the ship. Their escape is rather persistent, I'll admit. I get the picture. Boy, that sure was a dumb way to go out. So long, Pedro. Did you hear that, Straw Hat? And Luffy's still laying on the ground because in the last volume, at the end of the last volume, Katakuri just basically cratered him into the ceiling and now Luffy's on the ground. And then Katakuri looks over. Hey, Brûlé.
Oh, brother!
Were you going to sleep there all day? We can't move any soldiers without you up and active. He may think his brave stand has saved his crew, but look at the state of their captain. Go take some soldiers and light their ship on fire. It seems to be intact still. And then Luffy gets up. His eyes open wide and he gets up.
With pleasure, brother!
Sister Brûlé, we found another mirror that leads to Straw Hat's ship.
And there's probably one or two more. Very good. And while they're scrambling to deal with the fire, Mama will crush them for good. Hui, 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 hui.
And before that happens, Luffy's fist comes straight through and separates two of the two twins of Charlotte. And he just glares at them both. Give me that mirror! Keep your hands off them! And we get the revelation of who these two twins are. 13th son of Charlotte, Mascarpone, and 29th daughter of Charlotte, Joscarpone. And they both scream as Luffy tries to launch towards them, but he immediately gets bodied by Katakuri. Weren't we supposed to be having a one-on-one, Straw Hat? And Luffy gets up out of the crater as it shows Katakuri has changed his leg into multi-tendrilled mochi legs. Why don't you keep your filthy hands off my brothers and sisters? And taking those legs, he rapidly tries to stomp on Luffy, but Luffy cartwheels out of the way. The mirror! And then Luffy sees the shattered mirror that led to the Sunny, goes over and grabs a piece of glass. Hey, Nami! At sea, Totland.
Jinbei, can you hear me? Someone answer me! And Nami gets the shard of glass while they're being chased by Big Mom and a fleet of ships.
Luffy, it's me. Are you all right?
Uh-oh, here comes another one! And Brook has been hit by a shot and he's falling backwards. And Jinbei looks over as well, with Nami continuing. Well, with Luffy continuing. Are there still more mirrors on the ship? Like in the boys' room or the bathroom? Break them! Smash them all!
What do you mean? How are you going to get back?
I don't know, but I'll find a way. I'll do something! Oh, we need water! The room is burning! They're shooting flaming arrows through the mirror and cannonballs by sea!
Hui.
And it shows Mascarpone and Joscarpone literally taking flaming arrows and shooting it from the mirror world. Knock it off! Take this! And Luffy goes to hit them, but gets kicked away by Katakuri.
Luffy, are you all right?
Who's going to the ship?
Follow us!
Yeah! Smash them all! Now! They're about to pile through! I can't stop them all myself! I need to focus on him! And he's glaring at Katakuri.
Everybody go around the ship and break all the... Nami, we've got trouble!
And we have Carrot chiming in.
There's no escape! A tidal wave?
As it shows a ginormous tsunami right above the Sunny, and Big Mom is on top. And the tidal wave also has a face on it.
Hello, Luffy. Sorry, Luffy. We might not make it.
And then everything goes dark, and that's the end of chapter 880. We got an SBS, and we can move on to chapter 881. Oda! What? How could you tell? Oh, wait, hold on. It has an image of Katakuri going, "The SBS will begin now. I know what you were about to say, Chiro Oda. The SBS will begin now." Oda! What? How could you tell? Dang, he read the future and it's true. I was going to say it. I was going to say that. Darn. Question. Orachi! Got you! Is this mink greeting based on the Nepali phrase, what is this? Let's see. Timilimaya. Timilimaya got you! Yeah, Timilimaya. Timilimaya? I don't know. I'm sorry. Timilimaya got you! And if I have anyone from Nepali, sorry if I butchered that. Meaning, I love you. Sign, I hope Wanda Garchus me. Answer, yes, that's correct. Seems fitting for the minks, doesn't it? Question, I want to Garchu with Nami. Sign, Captain Nobuo. Answer, next question. Question, are Carrot and Wanda's... How do I say this question without it sounding weird? I don't know. I don't think if I can say this question. I don't think if I can say this question. You know what? I'm gonna skip it. You know what? I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm not even gonna ask this question. I'm skipping it. Question. Help me, Orochi. I'm just like Luffy. I've got must scarf down food or I'll die itis. Signed, S. Hiroto. Answer. Yes, this is more like it. More heartwarming questions from innocent little children. That's what I want, right? Hiroto, right here. That's what I want. Right, Hiroto? Sometimes you eat too much. This might be a sign of hypoglycemia. But by repeatedly binging on food, you lose stamina and possibly suffer from sleep loss, which could lead to bigger illnesses down the line. Is your work causing you stress? Consider changing your diet to... I'm sorry, that wasn't very mature of me! Chapter 881, Wave Room. What do you mean you might not make it? What's happening over there?
And we have Big Mom on top.
Hey, you guys!
If that swallows us, we're done for.
We need another cola burst! Oh,
We can't! We don't have enough cola!
I'm sorry, Pedro! And after you gave yourself up to keep us alive! Ding!
No, wait, Mama, you're going to sink the cake they stole, remember?
Hurry!
Hurry!
I am!
Mama!
Cake!
And we have Chopper tying up the sail, and we have Carrot tying up the sail, along with Brooke going up the sail.
There! Will that do, Jimbei?
And Jimbei is holding on to all the ropes that's attached to the sail.
It's enough.
This is madness, sir. You cannot control an entire sail alone.
Nami, wind!
There's a strong gust coming from the south. What are you planning to do, Jimbei?
I'm tacking into the wind at high speed.
Can you do JJK manga? I already did the entire series.
I'm tacking into the wind at high speed.
Are you joking? Why are you turning us around?
We're going into the green room.
And what's that? Why are you taking us towards the wave, Jimbei?
Oh, I see. The green room must be heaven.
I'll be seeing you soon, Doctor!
Both Brooke and Chopper are just absolutely losing it.
It's all over. What does he think this ship is, a surfboard?
Everyone, hold tight!
And the tidal wave that Big Mom is riding comes crashing down on top of them. And then Nami is bracing for impact, but everything is fine.
So this is the afterlife. It's so beautiful.
This is quite a good ship. The green room is a brief wave room that forms inside the collapsing wave. When I was a boy, we fishermen found it the perfect place to play.
We're inside the wave?
We'll be out soon. Hold tight.
Because Jimbei has taken everything that everyone has done, using those ropes, and has physically made the Sunny ride the inside of the wave, of the tidal wave that Big Mom was coming down in.
We've got a good ship and a good navigator. With a good helmsman, this craft is invincible.
This is amazing. He's controlling our sloop like it's part of his own body. I've never seen anyone helm a ship like this before. This is incredible, Jimbei.
Wait, you mean we're not gonna die?
And then the wave crashes onto the sea, but the Sunny is now fine.
Wedding.
Well, fine. Serves you right, you little nobodies. And then we cut back into the mirror world. Abdullah, I already let you know that if you're not there in the manga, if you're not there in the anime, everything I'm saying right now is a big, massive spoiler. This is Pero. We've got everything cleaned up over here, Katakuri.
What? Hey, Nami! Brooke! Carrot!
Oh dear, we were just about to invade the ship. The operation's off, boys. Sounds like our target is already sunk.
Huh? Are you sure, sister? It doesn't look like seawater through this mirror. Ah! It just shattered!
Whoa! The mirror broke, sister!
And Katakuri's just looking on, not saying anything.
Nami, why did you break the mirror?
And Nami was the one who broke the mirror inside the bathroom.
Now Luffy won't be able to get back here, Nami. Just break the other mirrors on the ship. All of them.
But
Do you want to make things harder for Luffy?
I need to focus on him. And Nami's remembering what Luffy just said.
That's a captain's order. Now hurry.
And now back in the mirror world.
They're breaking. I think they're all the ones that go into the ship. What's going on?
And Luffy's sitting off by himself while he's still holding a shard of glass that goes back to the ship.
Sister, what does this mean? I suppose they must be alive still. That's strange.
Nah, I bet the mirrors are breaking from the water pressure of the ship sinking.
Luffy ain't saying nothing, but there's murmuring going on.
Hey, Luffy! Get away from the enemy. I need to tell you something.
Chopper, you guys are all right?
Yeah!
Hey, there goes Straw Hat.
We're all fine, Luffy.
Both Chopper and Carrot are saying so, and Katakuri notices, and he just looks in his direction. And then Luffy takes off the extra jacket he had on.
What happened? The candy guy said that he sank the Sunny.
We thought so too, but Jinbei was just so cool. You should have seen him.
Then Brook,
Luffy, we've broken all the mirrors on the ship. Okay, that's great.
Now the enemy can't invade us over here, but you also can't return to the ship.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll find a way to...
No, you won't. You don't have a plan. Listen to me, Luffy. Sanji's on Kako Island now, working on another cake. We're going to head there. It's going to take at least 10 hours to arrive. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. Got that? Once you've beaten him, find a mirror that leads to Kako Island.
and as soon as Luffy is running and hearing this, the ground suddenly gives way, and his feet is suddenly turned into mochi.
We'll meet up there!
Mochi!
Luffy?
And then Luffy trips, and he immediately covers his mouth. And he does so right as Katakuri kicks him in his midsection. And the mirror that Nami and company were listening to Luffy through shatters. And then we cut to Luffy, who's squeezing his mouth, and his mouth is bleeding. And then he gets kicked away by Katakuri again.
Luffy, did something happen?
And then Katakuri's right above Luffy, and he increases the size of his leg with mochi and also coats it in haki, and then brings it right down where Luffy is, but Luffy dodges. Willow Mochi. And using that same move where he turns his legs into multiple legs of mochi, he starts stomping where Luffy is. And Luffy, not wanting to lose what he's holding in his mouth, just drops to the ground and kind of gets hit a couple of times by Willow Mochi. And it shows Luffy had kept a shard of the mirror inside of his mouth this whole time. Like, not even a round piece. It was a sharp piece of glass, just of mirror glass, just in his mouth. And he spits it out, and there's still pieces left. And Katakuri's just looking at him. And then Luffy's gritting his teeth, but also smiles really big and goes, "Come back soon, you guys! This'll be over quick, and I'm gonna get bored just waiting around." And hearing Luffy's voice coming through the shattered pieces makes them all go, "Yeah! See you soon!" And then there's another crack. And then Jinbei's just listening as well, as Luffy destroys the last bit of the mirror so he can focus on this fight with Katakuri. "I don't intend to die here, you say. Shall I take that to be your last will and testament?" As Katakuri basically opens up his arm, and a big 3-pointed trident comes out of his mochi. "I don't intend to die here!" And Luffy basically just says exactly what Katakuri already seen. And that's the end of chapter 881. Onwards to chapter 882. Question: I can't even imagine the taste of the various drinks that Smoothie squeezes, but there's one that I can envision. The giraffe. Or in its Japanese form, kirin. Just like that popular adult beverage. Are you a fan too, Odachi? Sign, Ryota Ehara. Ryota Ehara. Or Ihara. Answer: I sure am. You figured that out pretty well. Stussy even mentions its smooth mouthfeel in the bottom panel. How very strange that when you squeeze a Keating, you should receive beer instead. Boy, nothing hits the spot on a hot summer day like a cold pint of giraffe. Question: who's that sharp-toothed panda girl in Big Mom's Forces? Signed, OP Girl. Answer: that's the 19th daughter, Charlotte Piore. She is the twin sister of Galette, the Minister of Butter, and we've seen Galette before. Question: hello, Orachi. Tell us the age and height of Cracker and Smoothie, the two sweet generals. Sign, Mochi Mochi Donuts. Answer: another question. Howdy, Orachi. Hehehe. I must admit I've become enraptured with Charlotte Perospero. The more I see him, the more I fall in love. Please tell me his height and his most and least favorite foods. Sign, I love the Charlotte family. Answer: let's combine the two questions. So we have Charlotte Perospero, age 50, height 10 foot 11, with he likes candy, hates mint candy. Charlotte Cracker, age 45, 10 foot 1, likes biscuit cookies, hates kimchi and carbonated drinks. And Charlotte Smoothie, age 35, 15 feet, 15 foot 3, likes smoothies, hates meat. Oh, we can't be friends then. We can't be friends. That's the end of the SBS. Chapter 882, Beyond the Emperor's Expectations. And Katakuri just flips out his spear, his trident. Nobody decides to die because they want to. Most death is unexpected and unwanted. And Katakuri is preparing to face Luffy with his new weapon.
Hui, 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 hui. That's right! Get stuffed, Straw Hat!
Branch?
It's Brule! Hui, 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 hui. You don't get it! Brother Katakuri's not just undefeated. Not once in his life has his back ever even touched the ground. He's superhuman. Legend says he stood up on his own 2 feet the moment he was born and fell asleep sitting upright in his chair. He's never laid down in his life. He's a man who even looks down on the earth.
Stop it, Brule.
He is proud, cold, and powerful at all times. The perfect man. That's our brother Katakuri, and that's who you're dealing with. He's the greatest masterpiece of the Charlotte family. The thought of a scrimpy little whippersnapper like you matching up to him is simply laughable.
Oh, shut up! Get lost!
And Luffy punches towards Brule. And before that happens, Katakuri just casually intercepts his punch before it gets close and goes, "What are you doing to my sister?"
Big brother!
And then proceeds to yank Luffy and slam him into a nearby wall. And then when Luffy's laying down while the rubble's still falling, Katakuri brings his spear, his trident, directly in front of Luffy while also engorging the size of his arm too. And he starts making it spin. Mochi thrust! And Luffy dodges out of the way right before this attack hits him, and it goes through the wall. Whoa! That was close! Huh? As we see a gaping, perfectly excavated hole directly into the wall of the mirror world. And then we see the attack continue behind this big mound of a wall, because it's actually like this big ballooned wall section. The entire back half of it just completely blows out. Think of when Naruto used Rasengan against Sasuke, got thrown into that water tower on the roof, and there was only a small hole in the front, but the back of it was completely blown out. It's literally like that for the wall. That's what Mochi Thrust did. Whoa! This spear's name is Mole. Which should be first? Your hands? Your feet? Tell me the least important parts in order, and I will gouge them off of you. Yo, hi Dragon! We are currently on chapter 882 of volume... 882 of volume 88. Ali, hello. Which should be first? Your hands? Your feet? Tell me the least important parts in order, and I will gouge them off of you.
Start with his head, brother!
You shut up!
Hui. Guess what? I happen to overhear where you're supposed to meet up, Straw Hat.
And then we cut away from the mirror world. At sea, within Big Mom's territory. What? Their ship is still intact? Are you sure, Brule?
Yes, I heard their voices.
Can we play the big wave game again, Mama? Can we? Can we, please?
But my candy monster made a tidal wave that swallowed them up. How could they possibly have survived it?
I don't know how they did it. They just did. They're alive, and they're going to show up on Cacao Island in the middle of the night. They made a promise with Straw Hat Luffy to that effect, but the fools have no idea that it's our final destination as well. Hui.
Gotcha. Mama, your long-desired cake can be found on Cacao Island. Pudding's baking a new cake there. However this all plays out, it'll happen on that island.
Wedding.
Huh? No, wait! Where are you going, Mama? And we're not even going to Cacao Island because Big Mom is just making a beeline straight in front of her. We can't have any detours. That's Nuts Island. The ship's not heading over there. The cake is being taken to Cacao Island. And back in the mirror world, Luffy continues to fight Katakuri all over the space. And Luffy is basically on the defensive as he's dodging away from Katakuri. But Katakuri is also anticipating where he's going to land. And just before Katakuri is able to take his head off, Luffy literally bends his entire neck and head out of the way, the benefits of being rubbery, and manages to avoid getting beheaded. Darn it! You always attack right in the spot where I'm going to dodge. It makes everything twice as tiring. The same goes for me. I've never had someone avoid so many of my attacks. It's stressful. Flowing mochi! And then Katakuri puts his hand on the ground, and the ground starts turning into mochi itself. The ground turned into mochi! It's that thing Doflamingo did! Naturally, my powers are awakened. And then Luffy starts to get wrapped up in mochi tendrils, just grabbing him. Uh-oh! And then he bites into his arm. And Katakuri goes, Gear 4. That sounds interesting. Sweet City, Whole Cake Island. That's strange. Get out! We're not getting any updates on the location of the Straw Hat ship. Get out! What are the territory sea slugs doing? Mother of Chaos sure was enjoying herself in the server? Yes, she was. She was. Get out! Security's so tight you can't throw a rock without hitting a slug. It's impossible for them to sail without hide or hair showing up. You think Katakuri can make different flavored mochi? It might be possible. Either that or he just makes the mochi itself and then just adds the flavor later. Because I think it's possible, but at the same time, I only think he can just make regular mochi. I think he can only make regular mochi. But we have Mon Dieu, and we also have Peckham's as well in the background. Security's so tight you can't throw a rock without hitting a slug. It's impossible for them to sail without hide or hair showing up. Get out! Shut up, Peckham's! Would you stop wailing already? Get out! Pedro! I feel your pain. Your friend and friend in spirit chose death by explosion. He was the enemy! And Baron Tamago's also kind of mourning Pedro as well. The Straw Hat crew will one day guide the world to a new dawn. Even I cannot hide my shock. 5 years ago, I witnessed Pedro weeping and begging for his life, and now he just abandons that life to give them freedom. So, what's your point?
Perhaps we have been overlooking this Straw Hat Luffy's potential.
Of course we are. He's not on our level.
Can you really say this with Mama Chateau toppled around our ears?
That was a coincidental accident.
And is it a coincidental accident that Leslie slugs are not performing their security duties?
What? Are you trying to tell me all of this was orchestrated by them?
At the very least, we have suffered nothing but unexpected accidents since they arrived. The king's pride goes before a fall. We must prevent any possible blow to Mama's reputation by placing powerful battleships along the final stretch of the territory.
Sir Monsieur!
Sir Monsieur, you have a snail from Custard.
The Veggie Pursuit Group? Did they finish him off?
No, it seems they lost sight of his ship. Once again, the security sea slug stopped transmitting locational data.
And everyone's shocked.
Search the seafloor at once!
Yes, sir!
What is going on?
Team Veggie at sea.
I thought there'd be more pursuit, but it looks like the transponder snails aren't setting off the security sea slugs.
I ain't never heard of such a thing.
But it's a welcome development.
Hurry to Keko Island.
Fire Tank Pirates, the Nostra Castello, which is the name of the fire tank pirate ship.
We're taking the shortest route to Chiffon.
Yes, sir!
Gotcha. This is Nostorte calling from Germa's ship.
Ah, brother.
And what is the state of Germa now? Crushed by the might of 10,000. Their country is in a state of utter ruin.
I'd expect no less.
Seems a bit drastic, though. And Monsieur is just smiling.
You'd better not have destroyed their clone production system, too.
Not to worry, that was the whole point of this, after all. But everything else has been leveled.
That's good to hear. Sucks for you that you caught our eye, Germa.
And while Monsieur is saying all of this, it's not actually, Nostorte who's saying all of this, because Germa has basically bodied every single one of those soldiers, including Nostorte himself, with Niji holding on to said dude, speaking in place of him. Like Reiju chillin', Yonji chillin', Ichiji chillin', they're all chillin'. Every single soldier that was sent over there got bodied by Germa.
And what about the Straw Hats?
Sadly, we let them sail away. They're trying to escape due west, but it's only a matter of time until we catch them.
And they all just look at each other.
Let's go. Get the ship moving.
And Ichiji issues that command, and that is the end of chapter 882. We got another SBS. Question: Ora-sensei, I kept my promise. Will you come to the wedding? Signed, Shogo Michihata. Answer: wow, everybody check this out from the SBS of volume 58. Question: Mr. Oda, I have someone that promised that we get married if you let me get on SBS. So please post this letter. You have to make my day, Orachi. Signed, Shogo Michihata. Answer: sure thing. There, it's posted. Now who's the lucky man? You better keep your promise. Answer: they're getting married now, thanks to the SBS. Ha! Wow, I guess this segment finally serves a good purpose. I can't make it to the ceremony, but congrats. Many blessings to you too. And I'm not doing this again, so no copycats. Question: Katakuri's a handsome guy. Did you model him after me? Signed, Sanadachi. Answer: you know, I think I might have. Question: Lola and Chiffon sure are ugly. Did you model them after my wife? Wow. Signed, it's what's on the inside that matters. By Sanadachi. Answer: Sanadachi, I think it would do you some good to get stepped on by your wife. You gotta be careful, some people are into that. Question: Pez is really cute, huh? But my son is cuter. Signed, once again, Sanadachi. Answer: you guys seem to be getting along just fine. Chapter 883, Merienda. And Luffy starts blowing it to his arm. Muscle balloon! And Katakuri just starts motioning his finger, just casually motioning his finger while he's using Mochi to hit Luffy in the face. And then uses a giant mass of it to just grab all over him. Ah! Why must I stand back and watch as you prepare to exhibit power-ups that I already know are coming? Straw Hat Luffy. Let me be clear. I refuse to underestimate you. And then, while he has Luffy bound up in Mochi on the ground, he starts making the roof of the mirror world start to come down on him. Mochi? Mirror Mochi. And all of the areas that have, mirrors on them start to bend and twist like actual Mochi itself. Oh no! If all those Mochi squish me, I'll be buried alive! That's right. You'll suffocate. And then everything goes quiet as Luffy is left, basically buried under Mochi. Buried under multiple layers of Mochi. Sorry about finishing the fight this way. I've been a bit on edge. Because I got stuck dealing with you, I'm 40 minutes late for my merienda afternoon snack. And then Luffy's trying his best to, trying to struggle, slapping the ground because only his arm is outside, and then it starts to slow down. You'll be at peace soon. Pastry chefs. Yes, sir! We wondered what would become of today's snack. We were prepared at 3 o'clock, just like always.
We understand that for perfectionists such as yourself, failing to enjoy the daily merienda at the proper time must be very upsetting. I'm afraid that 40 minutes was plenty of time for the tea to grow cold.
And then he sort of twitches. And then starts to use Mochi to create a space around himself. Iced tea will do fine.
He's so considerate. Master Katakuri, I'm pleased to announce that today's merienda is donuts piled high with chocolate and sweet cream.
That sounds so good!
And he starts creating creates an entire building around himself. Sugar is the root of my strength. It is time for me to partake. No one is to enter my abode.
Of course, sir. We wouldn't dream of it. To enjoy.
And he creates an entire house just for him to eat his snacks inside, with no way for anyone to see in.
Nobody's ever seen Master Katakuri in the act of eating. He's such a peculiar man. He refuses to relax when he eats.
Not even during his tea time, when the entire point is to unwind and have a chat. Instead, he stoically treats it as a period of intense concentration and nutritional intake.
Only the billion-berry class linchpin of Big Mom's forces could do such a thing.
And there's chomping sounds happening in the background as Luffy essentially eats straight through the Mochi.
Blah! What? Straw Hat? How did he burst through that enormous multi-layered Mochi? I ate the Mochi, that's how! What's with all the pirates here? Do I have to eat? What's with all the pirates here? Do I have to eat to win all my fights?
And then Luffy's going,
where'd he go? Master Katakuri, he's already long gone from the mirror world. He had important business.
I can sense the voice of someone powerful from in there.
Because he's just chock full of food. And it's still in his face.
Oh no, he used observation hockey.
Is he eating donuts?
Observation?
No. So he's relaxing, huh? He thinks he's won?
Nonsense! Master Katakuri resides in his shrine, communing with the god of battle in his own spirit. It is a sacred time for him. None shall be allowed to interrupt it.
And then Luffy starts running.
Where are you going? The coward. He's only the captain of a tiny crew, after all.
And then Luffy comes back, and he's skinny. Mind you, he's incredibly engorged on Mochi. and he just runs away, and he comes back, and he's skinny again.
There, I'm skinny again! Huh? Is that how the human body works?
All right, I'm ready to rock!
No, don't! Stay away from the shrine!
Gum!
Don't! Elephant gun!
And Luffy doesn't waste any time breaking into the house.
Oh! Master Katakuri! We're so...
And then we see Katakuri laying on his back, eating donuts. And he has a giant mouth. Donuts. Ah, donuts. Sweet, delicious donuts. Donuts. Even the hole is a treat. The ease with which you can eat a donut, the forbidden fruit, the sinfulness, the donuttiness of it all. Now this is true bliss. Thank you, donuts.
He's never laid down in his life. A man who even looks down on the earth. He is proud, cold.
And then Katakuri notices that his whole space has been completely interrupted, and even the chefs can see his face now.
And powerful at all times. The perfect man. That's our brother Katakuri.
And we see Katakuri's entire face now, no longer behind that scarf. So, you caught a glimpse of how I look when I eat. And mind you, his face is still slobbery because he's a messy eater. Like eating those giant donuts, he's got slobber all over his mouth, and he starts to pull up his scarf so he can go back to fighting.
Our fight isn't over yet!
And as Luffy's making his way towards Katakuri, the chefs are running away. And Katakuri skewers one.
Ah! Please, forgive us. We saw nothing. We'll say nothing. Not even if you tried to rip the words from our mouths.
What did you say? What did you just say about ripped mouths? Edged mochi. And Katakuri coats his arm in blocked up solid mochi gloves and proceeds to body both of the chefs, pretty much killing both of the chefs by slamming them hard enough for their heads to splatter on the walls in the background. Way more violent than what the anime will show. And then Katakuri glares at Luffy. You've survived. Forgive me for not seeing your death through. I was at the end of my patience. And he starts launching at Luffy. And then, when they both go to punch each other, Luffy hockeys up as well, and they clash. But Luffy's hand gets hurt instead. There are even levels to the color of armament. No one who has seen my true form can live. And then Luffy continues to try and punch block Katakuri, but he still keeps getting hurt instead. And he's blowing on his hands because they're hot from getting hurt. And then Luffy goes in, and then Katakuri goes in to punch Luffy. Huh? And before Katakuri can land a hit, Luffy manages to hit him square in the jaw, hard enough to draw blood. This is the first strike against Katakuri that's actually landed. He didn't dodge. My kick landed. And then Katakuri pulls up his scarf over his face. So what if it did? And he starts using mirror mochi again. I think I'm starting to understand your powers. What have you understood? I already taught you. Your abilities cannot match my own. Rainfall Mochi! Here for! And catches Katakuri by surprise as Luffy's not only fine, but he's in his Gear 4th state now. Yeah, you might be tough, but you're not invincible! Come, Kong Gun! And he hits Katakuri with Kong Gun. And that's the end of chapter 883. Onward onwards to chapter 884 after this SBS. Question. Hello, Oda-sensei. How about if Katakuri, Daifuku, and Oven have the birth date of November 25th? For E, which is 11, Oni, which is 2, and Isan Mitsugo, which is 5, meaning cool triplet brothers. Sign Sakuragi. Answer. How about if I say, sure thing? Question. If the rookies in the worst generation had modern day jobs, what careers would they have? Sign. Neat. Question. Question. Hello, also another question. Hello, Odachi. In volume 56, you told us the countries you imagine the Straw Hats being inspired by. So tell us the countries for the supernovas. You're nice, so you'll tell us, won't you? Hopeful. Sign, Kokin. Answer? Okay, let's combine these two questions about the worst generation. I'll leave out Luffy and Zoro. You can consider Killer to fall under kids category. So, for Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, he would be his country inspiration is Somalia, and his job would be an archaeologist. Eustace Captain Kidd would be from Scotland, with his occupation being a weapons dealer. Trafalgar Law would be from Germany, and his occupation would, no surprise, be a doctor. Capone Gang Beji, no surprise, would be from Italy, and his occupation, surprisingly, would be shoemaker. Scratchman Apu would be from China, not a surprise, and his obvious occupation would be a DJ. Basil Hawkins would be from Egypt, and his occupation would be an interior designer. Both the country and the occupation did not see that coming. Then we have Diaz Drake. He would be from Turkey, and his job would be a zookeeper. Then we have Jewelry Bonnie from Australia. She would be from Australia, and her occupation would be pizza chef. That one doesn't surprise me. Pizza's good. And then we have Mad Monk Uruj, who would be from India, and his job would be a hostess club manager. This is just what pops into my head when I think about them. Chapter 884, Who is that? And Luffy manages to hit Katakuri with Kongun in this moment and proceeds to send him flying. To the point where Katakuri goes straight through a wall. I thought you were invincible! And Katakuri starts to put his legs down as he goes, Armament Haki is supposed to be the power to hit your solid form! Armament Haki is supposed to work on Logia powers, but my punches went right through you! I thought they didn't work! And then Katakuri rights himself and stands there while Luffy comes in. Luffy comes in with, but I was wrong! My attacks can hit you! And proceeds to hit Katakuri again. Your armament defense that was so tough before can't stand up to Gear 4! Katakuri gets on his feet again. It's not your mochi powers that are so great, it's your color of observation, isn't it? As Luffy looks like he's about to use Rhino Schneider against him. Rhino Schneider! And hits Katakuri again. And while Katakuri is flying through the air, his head gets close to the ground, and while he's flying, he willingly slams his head onto the ground to make himself flip over and get right back on his feet again. Come! And Katakuri just stares at him and glares at him. Come again! But Katakuri's body starts dodging and weaving out of the way of all of his punches again. It's impressive that you can even detect what I'm doing. That's right. I'm merely reforming my body to efficiently dodge your attacks. It's possible if you can see the future with Haki. By losing my grip and getting a bit excited, I allowed you the opportunity to attack. You need to be properly calm for observation Haki to work. How many years has it been since I was punched? And it shows him basically catching Luffy's punch in his body, forming mochi around his arm. I'm starting to understand how it was that my brother Cracker was defeated. The biscuit guy? The biscuits guy? Unstoppable donuts. Hey, those aren't mochi! And while Luffy's trying to get away from Katakuri, dang it, Rhino! And Katakuri allows Luffy to slip away from him and creates giant arms that come out of the donuts. Huh? Power mochi! And uses these floating arms like you would see it in an anime or a video game where a character has these extra set of arms floating around them and they can use them for attacks. Katakuri has this same exact thing and hits Luffy with a full-on power mochi attack. Just straight in his chest. Gah! And sends Luffy flying even harder than the way Luffy sent him flying. And he goes straight into a wall, but bounces off and hits the ground. And, kind of bounces because he's Bounce Man. I won't be giving you that opening again. We're back to the starting point. But mind you, Katakuri is breathing a little bit heavy here. Kako Chocolate Town, Kako Island. Like, please, I wish you'd open the door. Sweets Factory. I'm afraid we can't do that, Pound. Lady Pudding was very clear. I just want to, see Chiffon one time.
Who is that guy? He says he's Mama's 25th husband. Oh.
I could tell the moment I spotted her face. She looked like exactly the same when she was born. And it shows both Lola and Chiffon when they were babies. They definitely had that exact same face growing up. Just because Pound's here, crying his eyes out that he sees one of his daughters. Just as cute as ever. Please, let me see her so I can just say one thing to her. And then the clock is ticking, and it's now 4 p.m. Something wrong, Pudding? Oh, wait.
Something wrong, Pudding? It's nothing, Sister Brulee. Please continue.
Is something happening outside? There's some man shouting out there. Don't worry, nobody's coming inside.
Anyway, at 1 o'clock at night, the Straw Hat's ship is going to show up at Kako Island where you are.
Sugar over here. Baking powder. They're coming here? Sanji's listening in on this whole thing. That's the rendezvous point.
That's the rendezvous point with their captain, Straw Hat Luffy.
Mirror World.
On the other hand, he's not going anywhere, since he can't beat Brother Katakuri. Wee, 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 wee. So 9 hours from now,
Push!
the Straw Hats will arrive, waiting for a captain who won't show up. And coming to Kako Island after them will be Brother Peros and Mama, who's still suffering from her hunger pangs. But don't worry, those other Straw Hats won't be any match for Brother Oven and his voices. They're already over there.
Oh, Master Oven! It's Master Oven!
What do you mean it's off limits? Even to me?
No one's allowed in. Lady Pudding's orders.
Well, if she says so, I'll honor it. But what's all the fuss out front, then? Fourth son of Charlotte, Minister of Baking, Charlotte Oven.
You need to help us stop Mama Pudding. You're our only hope. I've got this, Sister Brulee. I'll make the greatest wedding cake ever to stop Mama in her tracks. Hui, 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 hui.
Outside the factory.
Yeah! Please, stop the violence! I'm like a pacifist!
Silence, creep!
Don't you remember me, Oven?
Of course I remember you, former stepfather. It's why I'm driving you off. And I remember giving this same exact voice to Oven. I can't remember if I changed it from the last volumes when he was speaking, but this is the voice I'm going to give Oven, because this is the voice I gave him when I read through this chapter originally when it came out almost 10 years ago. But back inside the factory, I wonder who's making all that noise. Are you curious?
Did you hear all of that, Sanji dear? Luffy's in big trouble. I can't believe he's fighting Brother Katakuri alone. That man is superhuman. He's got a billion-berry bounty. He's never lost a fight in his life. What should we do?
Well, there's a first time for everything, and it looks like today's his unlucky day. Don't worry, let's just make that cake.
Look out! There's steam coming off of Lady Pudding!
Who put her in the oven?
But she's still steaming because of what Sanji said. Sweet City, Whole Cake Island.
What do you mean Mama's attacking Nuts Island, Brother Perils?
Listen, it's not.
We've got trouble, Master Monsieur!
Oh yeah, we've already got trouble.
We examined the seafloor and found something shocking.
Every last territory sea slug is gone? Why?
And I wanna...
Are they dead?
We don't know. Come sing a song with me, my little sluggy dears. Stop working, let the music fill your ears.
Sorry. I don't know how she sung this song in the anime, in the dub, so please forgive me if I butcher this. I am so sorry.
Security, smirkirity, reports, no time, but singing that's divine.
And then back on the sunny at sea.
It's simply baffling. I can't imagine why they're not chasing us down here.
It must be a trap. It's okay. We're not gonna let our guard down for a second.
As we have Chopper and Carrot in the crow's nest keeping an eye out, but there's no one chasing them at sea anymore.
Makes me wonder if Aladdin and the others got away safely. I certainly hope so.
How can thousands and thousands of sea slugs just vanish?
And we have Praline, who's in the ocean singing, drawing away all of the territory sea slugs.
Working is no way to spend your very hard-earned weekend.
Maybe they were kidnapped? Oh yeah? By whom? Now they can sail away scot-free!
But yeah, Praline is singing and drawing away every single territory sea slug. And that is the end of chapter 884. Another SPS, and then we can move on to 885. And I believe we have 4 more chapters after that, and then we'll be good. Question! Hello, Orachi! I was curious about Katakuri. He's not supposed to ever eat in front of anyone, but he sure seems to be in the middle of eating on the 3rd panel of the 3rd page of chapter 861 in volume 86. You can even see the bite mark. Sign Minami Maru. Answer: Geez, how do you people find these things? LOL. Yes, technically it's not that Katakuri doesn't eat in front of others, it's that he doesn't let people see him eat. So watch this. And it shows a picture of Katakuri basically taking a bite out of a piece of food, but it's just the bite that comes out of it. Did you see that? No, you didn't. Also, his mouth wasn't ripped from birth. There's a reason for his incredible speed, but I'm still thinking about whether or not to reveal that in the story. Question! What's the cost per night to stay at the Rook Beji? Sign, Match and Takashi. Answer: It's inside of Beji's body, so if he accepts you, it's free. You can't buy a reservation with money. Question! Guys like Katakuri and Doflamingo who are real tall drinks of water are all the rage lately. What's the height difference between them and the shortest of the giants? Signed, Benny. Answer: Let's start with Big Mom, who looks practically gigantic herself. She's 28 foot 10. That's bigger than Whitebeard. Meanwhile, the shortest a full-grown giant can be is about 40 feet tall, so that's at least 2 heads taller than Big Mom. 40 feet is about the length of full-size buses and 18-wheelers. If you see one of those big boys, just imagine that a giant in One Piece would be about the same size lying down. Chapter 885, I'm Brule!
Darn it! He's back to being tough again! Come!
Kongun! But the moment he tries to use Kongun, it gets punched away by Katakuri, using Power Mochi. And then when he swings, it looks like he almost lands a hit on Luffy, but Luffy kind of dodges out of the way. But another arm comes out of nowhere.
More donuts!
Power Mochi. And Luffy gets hit in his side. Ah! Sent flying with blood coming straight out of his mouth. I believe you were confirming that as long as I am calm and cool, I am effectively invincible, yes?
You will expose your weakness again! You are beatable!
And yet you seem to be deflating.
Oh, right! Gear 4's running out! Change of tactics!
And Luffy starts flying away from him.
Thanks for the reminder! I won't be able to use hockey for 10 minutes! Gotta get as far away as I can!
Why would you tell him that? This is a good question. Why would you tell him that you now have a 10-minute window where you won't be able to use hockey? Why would you tell him that? Luffy, what reason did you have to give him that information? This is the reason why you don't tell Luffy Jack! This is the reason why you don't tell Luffy Jack! A power-up with a time limit, then. And Katakuri just turns his entire body into Mochi and then just starts chasing after Luffy with Flowing Mochi. I'm not soft enough to let you get away. And all the air escapes from Luffy and he falls to the ground and he does his best to get on his feet while Katakuri chases after him. And Luffy starts running.
Gotta last 10 minutes. There's no way I can stop him without hockey. Darn it. Didn't work. I couldn't shake him. Oh man, this is bad.
This is a disappointment. I didn't think you'd give out so soon. And while Luffy screeches and stops, he goes around a corner. Huh? And he's staring face to face with Brule. And there's just a period of silence. And then Luffy goes from, huh? And then just starts smiling. And then Brule just starts screaming.
Brule?
Help me! Big brother!
As Luffy grabs onto Brule and goes straight through a mirror.
What were you doing there? Wait! Straw Hat!
As he goes to try and grab Luffy, but he winds up breaking the mirror after Luffy and Brule have already gone through.
Darn! Brule!
And Luffy and Brule go tumbling out of a mirror into a different spot.
Ugh! Whew, made it! We're in some town! Thanks, Branch!
I'm Brule!
Now I can just wait here for my hockey to...
Waiting cake!
Stop it, Mama! This is my town!
No, wait, this is Brule going. No, this is Amande going.
Stop it, Mama! This is my town! Of course, there's no cake, Mama. This is Nuts Island. There are no Straw Hats here either.
Mind you, Luffy is right on Brule as we're watching Big Mom literally rip a building in half, demanding her wedding cake.
In fact, Straw Hat is... Huh?
Straw Hat. Brule?
Sister Amande!
Straw Hat?
Huh? What? Straw Hat Luffy the pirate?
There, Mama!
Straw Hat!
What is Big Mom doing here? And where is here? I thought she was out at sea. I thought she was at sea chasing the Sunny.
And Big Mom takes the upper half of the building that she's still holding up the upper half of a building, and is preparing to throw it at Luffy, who's right there with Brule. So Brule about to catch some strays. Ah! And he immediately grabs her and jumps away. Ah! and takes off. And Big Mom jumps down and starts chasing after Luffy.
She's chasing after us!
Mama! Brother Barrows! Save me!
Unhand my sister, Candy Wall!
And then a wall of candy appears right in front of Luffy. Gear 3! Gum Gum! Giant Pistol! No, and he hits it, but it doesn't do anything. No go. We're gonna get blocked in by candy! And then Amande comes in and tries to slash Luffy with Slow Waltz, but winds up cutting into the candy wall. Yeah, winds up cutting into the candy wall, and Luffy uses this opportunity to basically stretch and jump over it. Brother Peros, get this candy out of my way. Mirror, mirror, candy slug!
Give me that cake!
As Big Mom is riding on a big old candy slug itself directly after Luffy. I guess I should assume that the rest of the gang got away safely. At sea, Totland, on the Sunny. And it's just the rest of the Straw Hats.
It's so quiet. Smooth sailing! Smooth sailing.
Much too quiet. It won't go that easily the entire time. Not with an Emperor's pride at stake. In any case, we need to get back on that straight route.
If we can't rendezvous with Sanji and the cake he's bringing, then not only will we all stay split up, we'll be chased by Big Mom's fury to the ends of the sea.
Yo, Seedies, it's good to see you, my brother. We are currently on chapter 885 of volume 88, and we only have, like, basically 4 more chapters after that, and then it'll be a session. So we're pretty much in the middle? Yeah, we're pretty much in the middle right now, so you came at a good time.
If we can't rendezvous with Sanji and the cake he's bringing, then not only will we all stay split up, we'll be chased by Big Mom's fury to the ends of the sea.
Also at sea. All tart ships launch to sea. The Big Mom pirates have suffered a terrible blow from the Straw Hat crew.
Oh wait, sorry, this is Mon Dieu.
All tart ships, launch to sea. The Big Mom pirates have suffered a terrible blow from the Straw Hat crew and their treacherous cohorts who betrayed our queen, the Fire Tank Pirates!
We also got Daifuku, we got Compote, we got Smoothie.
Not to mention the fishmen who vanished on us, the Pirates of the Sun! All of those knaves are at large on the sea within Totland!
Search? What about the security slugs?
They've all gone missing.
What? Find them and sink them!
Chocolate Town, Kako Island, Sweets Factory.
Sorry, it wasn't a woman screaming, it was a dude screaming. Oh!
Hey, what just happened? Did the goon just poison you?
Ask him how it was.
It was deathly delicious.
He's dying of flavor! Look at the bliss on his face!
That fresh cream is Sanji's secret ingredient, the true essence of sweetness. I want to try it now.
It's finished. The ultimate cream. Sim Sim Whip. You'll want to hold off on this for now, Pudding. I can't afford to lose your cooking ability right now.
This incredible cream spread all over that cake! Oh! Don't think about it! Do you want to die, man?
Check it out, Blackleg. A gorgeous, fluffy chiffon cake.
Tie that thing down, it's so light it'll start flying away!
And look at this, my delectable silky smooth chocolate, crafted with a healthy dollop of Sanji Deer's cream.
Put a lid on it, it's so smooth it's sliding right out of the pot!
It's 5 minutes until 6 o'clock. Right on schedule. How's the ship?
Ready to sail!
We'll put on the finishing touches as we sail towards the Sunny coming from the other direction. Let's go. My friends are in trouble, so we gotta knock out Big Mom. And that is the end of chapter 885.
No SBS. Onwards to chapter 886, Way of Life. And Pudding.
Okay, everyone, clear the way! We're hauling the cake to the harbor!
This is incredible! In such a short time!
It's the cake itself is already fully formed.
Oh, I can smell it!
There's no way Mama won't love that cake once it's done.
What a delectable scent! Am I in heaven? You know? Lady Pudding, Chiffon, and the WCI 31 really know their stuff. Let's hurry.
Why are you
in disguise, sir?
I'm shy.
Oh, Chiffon, my daughter!
And Pound is a far distance away, watching as his daughter just is there in front of him, but he can't get close because of Oven. And Oven is right in front of everyone else. Wait, Pudding, stop!
Out of our way, Brother Oven!
But they said we would be striking back at Mama and her hunger pangs on this island.
We're going to finish up the cake on the ship and stop Mama at sea. Do you really want Mama thrashing around here in Chocolate Town? If you contact Brother Peros, he can guide her to meet us at sea.
I see. You make a good point. Very well, little sister. You may pass.
Oh, good. Thank you, Brother Oven.
But you, Chiffon,
Huh?
you will stay here! And grabs Chiffon by the throat and slams her into the ground.
Sister Chiffon!
Oh my goodness, Master Oven! How could you do that to your own sister?
And Chiffon is bleeding from the nose.
Let them take the cake to the harbor.
Yes, sir!
But the crime of rebellion is heavy indeed, even for family.
Sister Chiffon! Stop that, Brother Oven!
Darn it. What should I do? If I reveal my identity and fight, Pudding will be labeled as a traitor too.
My debt doesn't end until I've seen Nami and her friends to safety.
Because Sanji remembers what Chiffon said that day.
I'm going to see this cake.
No, wait, this is Chiffon thinking this now, in front of Oven. Sorry.
My debt doesn't end until I've seen Nami and her friends to safety. I'm going to see this cake to completion, brother! They saved Lola's life, and honor demands that I repay the favor.
Then there's a rattling sound as the cake continues to move away.
Chiffon, this isn't a sibling fight or some rebellious teen phase. You are a traitor who attempted to kill our queen.
And Oven's fist, thanks to the heat fruit, starts heating up.
It brings me no joy to do this to my own sister.
As he's already has Chiffon by the throat and preparing to punch her and burn her face.
Stop, brother!
This is our country. We must uphold our rules. Yikes. Should I even be worrying about the secondary consequences right now?
Huh? I hand Chiffon, Oven! And Pound, the very person who said he was a pacifist, comes barreling in, launching towards Oven, preparing to beat him down in order to save his daughter.
I'm coming to save you, daughter! Huh? Who's that?
Because Chiffon doesn't even know who her father is, because Big Mom be killing off her husbands right after the children are born.
I have no idea who that guy is, but...
In a split second, Sanji disappears from sight right before Oven gets close. Right before Pound gets close to Oven, with Oven going,
I could have sworn I tossed you into the sea!
And Sanji comes in and strikes Oven so ridiculously fast that he lands a kick directly on his neck so hard you hear a crack sound. So he broke his either his shoulder or his collarbone. And goes,
I just have to jump in and save her so fast that nobody notices me.
And Oven is sent flying. Oven is sent flying while Pound is confused, going, huh? And then Sanji grabs Chiffon We're gonna jump, Chiffon.
Huh? And then grabs onto Chiffon and jumps away so fast that no one else sees what happened. But Pudding saw the whole thing, and she's bleeding from the nose with heart eyes again because her heart is pounding. And then Oven is just laying into a crater in the rubble of a building that he just got knocked into. Which devil fruit would win? Heat fruit or flare? Well, one fruit allows you to turn into pure fire. The other fruit just allows you to increase the temperature of something from your own body, from touch. So one's a Logia, the other's a Paramecia. The Logia obviously would win out in this end because, well, Oven cannot turn into heat. He can produce heat, but he can't turn into it, therefore allowing him a sense of intangibility. Someone like Ace or Sabo can turn into fire itself, which allows them intangibility against people who don't use hockey. So obviously, the Flare fruit itself is vastly superior. Vastly superior. And the Magmag fruit is superior over that fruit, because Magma can consume even fire itself. So Logias win out over Paramecias in certain aspects. But most likely, usually, Paramecias are kind of on the lower tier of like Devil Fruit power, simply because you got Zoans and of course mythical Zoans as well. But yeah, too long didn't read Flare Fruit because it's way more versatile and way more powerful. But Oven is checking his shoulder because it's throbbing after basically almost being broken.
Oh, I'm stronger than I thought.
Whoa, did he just knock Master Oven out? Who is that old guy?
Huh? Where's Chiffon?
And then Oven gets up, heats up his fist, and then punches Pound in the face.
I know that wasn't you!
And sends Pound flying.
Who was that?
And then Sanji, back on with the cake, goes,
Hurry, to the port!
Stay hidden, sister. Please clear the way!
Blackleg saved me. But who was that enormous man?
There you are, Chiffon!
Oh no!
because Oven is already there, catching up to the cake making its way away from them.
Stop it, Brother Oven! We need Sister Chiffon. We can't fix up the cake without her.
No, stop! Chiffon! Get your hands off of her!
And it's Pound going, no, stop, Chiffon, get your hands off of her. Some people may have been able to tell, but I gotta cover both my bases. And he's reaching out towards her.
What is it?
Gotcha.
Master Oven, Beggie's ship is on its way to Kako Island. We've got the fleet on his trail. We got the fleet on his tail. We'll trap him in the port.
Pidgey? No, it can't be.
I thought it was a more heartless fellow. I'm guessing he's come back for you, huh? This is perfect. Put me on loudspeaker. Beggie?
Near the port, Kako Island.
Beggie! It's me, Oven! Oven? I have just apprehended your accomplice, Chiffon, on Kako Island. The Godfather's wife? And I am but very particular about the letter of the law. I will not hesitate to punish my own sister. Head into port, disembark and surrender. Any strange movements and she's done for. Fortunately, we just so happen to be making our way to the port from town. There, my baby boy. We're gonna go save Mama right now.
And mind you, Capone is just talking to his son.
Beggie, take everyone and get away from here. It was my choice. They're just going to execute us all anyway. Get away and save yourselves. Once Mama decided she hated me, you were my only true family. So one day, come back and get vengeance for me.
No, ma'am, you can't say that. Keep your mouth shut, Chiffon.
and apparently strikes Chiffon over the phone.
Oven, I'm nearly at the harbor. I'll get off the ship like you want. Just don't hurt Chiffon anymore.
And mind you, baby crying.
Veggie's ship is coming. All forces on high alert.
Split the fleet in both flanks. Cut off any and all escape paths.
Yes, sir.
No, split the fleet to both flanks. Cut off any and all escape routes. I can see Veggie's ship now.
Look, there's Master Oven's cart.
Huh?
And something happens as Oven gets shot in the face with a cannonball and gets knocked off of the cart with the cake.
Ah! Ah! Master Oven's been shot.
Huh?
What just happened, sir?
And Chiffon's looking as she sees a ship coming in, and it's the Nostra.
Oh, you fool.
As it shows Capone was the one who shot. It wasn't even a cannon, it was like an explosive gun round. It was Capone himself who shot Oven. It was all like,
How dare you do this to my wife? Watch closely, Pez, and remember, this is your daddy's way of life.
Godfather!
Nicely done. We're with you, Veggie. What now? Fire tank pirates?
Fire tank pirates, we have you completely surrounded.
and Capone is just smiling.
Oh no, now we've made Brother Oven furious.
And Oven gets up, face still scarred with scuff marks and smoke from getting shot in the face. And we cut away with On the Thousand Sunny.
I see a number of ships in the distance.
So they've come at last. Prepare to fire cannons. We can always be on the defensive.
You bet!
And then Carrot has her hat down over her eyes, going,
Hey, Shellbrow? Hmm? Do you think tonight will be a full moon? Huh?
"This is Chipstown. We spotted Straw Hat Luffy."
Chock-full town checking in. Eyewitness report of Straw Hat Luffy.
It seems like he's racing all over the mirror world. And then we have him who has Brule bound up in a sack and attached to his back, going,
Did he catch Sister Brule again?
Greentown speaking. I've got a suspicious sighting in a... And Katakuri's listening to all of this from inside the mirror world from the different mirrors.
What do you think you're doing? If you need to escape, why not just go to Kako Island?
Huh? Why would you know about...
Because I overheard them talking!
Hockey runs out as you use it. If the fight goes long enough, his observation hockey is going to get weaker. Guaranteed.
Hui. You might look dumb, but you're sharp when it comes to battle, huh?
But that's not good enough. And then we have Rayleigh chiming in. Listen, Luffy, I've given you training now, but the real advancement in hockey happens during extreme use in battle. The stronger the foes you face with its power, the stronger you'll become with it. And Luffy's just sitting there thinking, I wonder if I could also see a bit of the future.
Stop dreaming, Shrimpy!
I want to surpass him. I want to beat the Billion Berry Man at his best. And that's the end of chapter 886. No SBS. Onwards to chapter 887. Someone somewhere is wishing for your happiness.
Veggie shot Master Oven! There's no escape at sea!
Same thing on land. Give up. Surrender and step off your ship.
They're done for. We have you completely surrounded, Veggie!
So, you've chosen battle. Very well. I'll be your executioner.
What should we do, sister? What should we do, sister? Now we can't sail!
And Sanji's looking. Then we get Capone again.
So, Chiffon was trying to move the cake by ship and ended up getting caught by Oven, huh?
Stop your ship, Veggie! Are you going to crash it? Crash land it?
And the ship doesn't slow down.
What are you thinking, bitchy?
They're pushing up on land! Aim and fire!
You might wanna move, brothers. My Nostra Castello is an amphibious craft.
And it shows that not only does this ship have paddles, but it also doubles as tank treads. He has a tank ship!
Ah! Ah! The ship's paddles turn into tank treads!
Yeah, I never heard about their ship having that gimmick. Fire!
And all of those who serve, who basically serve Capone, open fire on everyone around them.
Yeah, because I never told you.
Ah!
Why would I reveal my secrets to the people I'm planning to backstab? Chiffon! Put the cake on this ship!
Huh?
That's crazy! We can't put this huge cake on such a turbulent, speedy craft!
Huh? Because all of a sudden, the entire cart that houses this ginormous, giant-sized cake gets kicked into the air by Sanji. It just shows you how much strength he has.
Ah! The cart is floating!
What's happening?
Clear the deck, Benji!
And just from this one moment, Pudding can't handle it, and her head just gets knocked back from how hot apparently Sanji is and how cool he is.
Lady Pudding!
Blackleg? Come on, then! Who is that? He's lifting it with one leg. A cook?
Clear the deck!
And the cake lands on the deck of Capone's ship.
Way to go, Blackleg!
It's on board! Smells nice.
Benji! Pez!
Are you hurt, my wife?
Wake up, Lady Pudding!
Yeah, nice work, Germa. I'm not with Germa.
And the ship starts to pull away and starts to turn around. Well, actually, no. The ship actually starts to move forward towards Oven.
Look out, Master Oven!
Come at me! I'll take everything you got!
And Oven just gets ran over by the Nostra.
He got run over!
We've got to go to the southeastern sea, Benji. Aw, my poor Pez. It's too noisy, isn't it?
Okay, but we're gonna crush some chocolate houses on the way.
It's a necessary sacrifice if we're all going to escape.
And while that's happening, the ship moves away. And then we get someone.
He's still there. Who is that gross freak? They look so happy.
They look so happy.
And mind you, Chiffon doesn't know that that's her father. And Pez is just like happy that he's seeing his, his grandfather, but they don't know each other.
Huh? What's gotten into you, Pez?
They're trying to get back to sea! Don't let them escape!
No cannons, we don't want to blow up the cake! All ships, head to the southeast of the island.
Right away!
And the ship launches off of the entire dock, like off the coast, and into the sea itself.
There we go! We made it off of Keko Island!
At this point, none of them can catch our battle. At this point, none of them can catch our battleship. Our paddle, not battle, paddle ship.
Thanks, Benji, you saved us. You think I did this for you, Blackleg? Huh? Why is it so hot?
The water lalo's looking fishy, Godfather.
And the fish start coming up to the sea dead.
As in, the fish are literally floating.
Are they boiling in the seawater? I bet the salt will really bring out their flavor.
And our flavor will be next, you clown! There's only one man who can do this. Look there!
And it's Oven, who has his arms inside the sea.
Tropical torment! This is Oven's heat powers at work.
And it starts to heat up the sea.
Yow! Oh no, it's going to change the temperature of the chocolate!
And the cream is going to melt.
Does that moron think Big Mom's going to be satisfied with boiled fish?
Yeah, one of the paddles broke down from the heat! Is he trying to sink the ship? Has Master Oven forgotten how paramount this cake is to our survival?
And Pez is just laughing, going, "What is it with you and all this laughing, Pez?" And it shows Pound coming up behind Oven with a big old wooden club. "Watch out, Master Oven! You better, knock it off!" And cracks Oven over the head with it so hard that the club itself snaps. And then we have this loud scream as we have Pez laughing at Pound. "Who is that man? Master Oven's sworn enemy?" And Oven takes his hands out of the water. "Godfather, the water's cooling off." "Stow the paddles for now. We gotta get out of this superheated water while we can." "Yes, sir." You didn't fall into the water." "Were you trying to kill your own stepson?" And then Pound is just getting nervous because that attack that he just did nothing to stop Oven. "Yes, let's hurry and escape." "Yes, ma'am." And Pez is still laughing. "There you are, my grandson. Are you happy? I don't even know your name, but make sure your mommy and daddy love you very much. I was never able to, do that for my own children." And we go back in time.
The kids are born. I'm done with you.
Lin? Because this is literally after Chiffon and Lola are born, and Big Mom is all like, "All right, you can kick rocks now. The kids are already born." "Please, Lin, I just want to hold them once. They're my children too." And then we get Pound adjusting and fixing his tie. "That was 26 years ago. Chiffon, I'm glad I saw you. Sure, you might be on the run for some reason." As it shows Oven already midair launching towards Pound with a big, massive Odachi. And that Odachi is on fire. And then Pez starts crying. "But at least you seem happy." "What's wrong, Pez?" "It's all right. We're getting out of the boiling water." "I've always worried about you. Have times been hard now and then? Have you been lonely now and then? Don't show that face around."
Don't show that face around here. I'll kill you.
And this is Big Mom to Chiffon.
"I'm sorry that I couldn't be there for you when you needed me, Chiffon. Let me just say one thing at the end."
As the blade gets closer and closer to his head.
"Congrats on your wedding."
And there's a slice sound, and what appears to be a spray of blood shooting up in the air. "Let's get out of here." And then Chiffon, almost as if she could sense these words, looks back, going, "Huh?" And then we see Oven's blade caked in blood. And we cut away from there to on the Sunny in Big Mom's territory. We have Big Mom, Jimbei, Nami, Brooke, Chopper, and Carrot.
I found you. Give me that cake.
If we stop, we're done for. Just keep moving.
As Big Mom has not only caught up with the Straw Hat crew, but also an entire fleet of ships is behind her too. On Beggie's ship. It's time to start decorating the cake. We have to hurry, there's no time to waste. And that is the end of chapter 887. We have an SPS, and then on to the last two chapters of this volume. We're making good time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking out this long. I really hope you've been enjoying yourselves. Actually, you know what? Be a good time for me to actually... dang it, I forgot to grab my bookmark. It's fine. I got a bottle of water here, and I haven't drunk it in an hour, so I need to drink some. Whew. I can go 4 more hours. I'm kidding, though. I'm not. SBS. Question. Hi, Orachi. In chapter 883, we got to see the shocking truth about Katakuri's face. Is it a personal policy of yours to never draw a perfect character? I know I certainly felt closer to him after this. It's easy to see how a person can get stressed when others hold a particular image of you. Don't I know it? Sign, Minami Maru. Answer. Well, that's a very kind thing to say, Minami Maru. Isn't Katakuri hilarious? Hilarious. I don't know if I would say it's an official policy. It's just that perfect people are boring. People love other people's flaws. Wow, that was really deep and cool. He's not wrong, though. Question. Where's the young master now? Young master referring to Doflamingo. Signed, Summer Prince. Answer. In Impel Down, level 6. Question. Is Suru bringing Doflamingo a newspaper every day like he asked? Sign. Ku. Answer. No. I doubt she'd go through those lengths to accommodate a prisoner. But Doflamingo knows many of his fellow inmates. I'm sure that he uses all kinds of underhanded tactics to get a paper from time to time. Hehehehe. Question. Does Lao Ji use conditioner? Signed, Ska Junkie. Answer. How the heck should I know? Pretty much ignoring the fact that Lao Ji from the Don Quixote family is completely bald. Question. How does Luffy determine what makes a lady beautiful? Why does he say that to Alvida but doesn't make that distinction for other beauties like Nami, Robin, and Hancock? Sign, Niram Otomigas. Otomigas, yeah. Answer. Yes, it's true that he called Alvida a beautiful lady, but while most people would say something like that as an obvious compliment, it's just a categorical description for Luffy. Even Luffy can recognize attractive features on a person, it's just that he doesn't particularly care. Yeah. And that's the end of the SBS. Chapter 888, Lion. And we have Katakuri. Going, so, you're back and feistier than ever. Answer my question. You could have kept running. You were up against me. No one would have mocked you for fleeing. So why did you return? Did you decide you preferred death to the shame of being a coward? Or did you recognize my superiority and come back to plead your case to work under me? And Luffy's just sitting there. And then, without warning, Katakuri dodges out of Luffy trying to punch him multiple times, just casually leans back. I came back to beat you! That wasn't an option. And then we cut to the outside as we have the Tart ships launching cannonballs at the Sunny. Fire!
Yoo-hoo! Woohoo! Aha, here we go! First one there's going to be me.
But I'll deliver the finishing blow. Wait, who are we hitting again?
The Straw Hat Crew, of course.
The Straw Hat Crew, of course.
But I don't see any Straw Hats.
Excuse us, where's the Straw Hat Crew?
They went that way.
They went that way.
And Nami basically directs these cannonballs, who are autonomous and are capable of changing their trajectory, of going around and pointing in a different direction. She makes them go in a completely different direction.
Huh? They're over there. Come on, boys.
Thanks for the directions. Wait, I'm running out of altitude.
And all the cannons just basically fall into the sea.
You nincompoops! How can these cannonballs all be so useless?
The problem is, when Mama's not in her right mind, we just can't keep them under control.
Let me at him! It's my turn!
26 son of Charlotte Bavaroy.
Don't worry, Master Bavaroy, we've got this one.
Mama's speed hasn't changed, and we're sailing at top speed. So why can't we catch up? It must be because Jinbei knows all there is to know about the waves. But don't worry, Master Bavaroy, it'll be all over soon. Why's that? Because we just got a transmission.
And then we get Chopper going,
Hey, everybody!
oh wait, this is Carrot going,
Hey, everybody!
What is it?
What is it, Carrot?
And everyone looks up.
There are a whole bunch of ships up ahead. Oh no! We're stuck in between.
Darn it, and we still haven't shaken our pursuit.
Status report. And we have third son of Charlotte, Charlotte Daifuku. Daifuku's fleet is approaching from the fore. And to the stern, General Smoothie's backup fleet has joined the formation. 14th daughter, Sweet 3, Charlotte Smoothie.
That many?
Brother Peros, why is it taking so long to eliminate one little rat? Shall I sink them? As you wish, Perorin. You just had to make a scene for your big entrance. In either case,
Waiting.
Mama will be heading for pudding in Kako Island. Huh? Is it just me, or have you lost weight, Mama? Perorin?
Prepare to fire!
Prepare to fire. Once the target is within range, let her rip. And that's Daifuku. Then we get Brooke. Now we're trapped between them. Even if we move laterally, there's no choice but to keep pushing straight ahead.
That looks like Daifuku's ship up ahead. He'll be dangerous. He controls a genie.
Well, I can raise some heck. Just get me close enough that I can jump over.
And that's Chopper, tossing up a rumble ball.
At close range, this isn't gonna be pretty.
Let's go for it.
Then Daifuku.
Listen up. This time use the cannonballs without faces.
Aw, come on, Master. Chobro! Guys! Let me try this. I bet I can help.
And it's Carrot who's at the crow's nest.
Tonight's a full moon.
You're going to turn so long? Do you have the training for it?
Don't worry. Pedro helped me with that. And what would Pedro say in this situation? I'll handle this. And I am a musketeer, remember? I'll fight to make up for you, Dia.
And Carrot.
Pedro?
And Carrot starts to look at the moon because it's nighttime now. And she looks up, and then her eyes start to change. Her eyes change, and her tail starts to change and get fluffier and flowier. Her eyes change a full different color, and all of her hair gets even longer.
Get out!
And a long, loud roar erupts from the top of the crow's nest, and everyone looks on in shock, including all of the Charlotte family, too. And Carrot is standing there with a brand new transformation that has given her long, flowing white hair and a long, flowing tail as well.
Carrot? Even her hair is white, and her eyes are red. She's like a different person.
What a wondrous sight.
Is this?
Then we get back to Inararashi, Duke Dogstorm, going,
Once the battle began, we ended up in this sorry state against Jack's forces. But it won't go like that next time. We have an ace up our own sleeve.
And Brooke realizes,
The next time we fight, they shall see the true power of the minx.
Is this the true form of the minx?
We got trouble, Master Daifuku. Tonight's a full moon and that mink girl is with the enemy. Just turned into a Sulong, a moon lion.
and then, without a moment's hesitation, Carrot launches from the crow's nest straight towards the sea.
She's gonna fall into the water!
Pedro is from the lost city of Zor, right? Is she from there too? And then, all of a sudden, when Carrot gets close to the water, she changes her full-on trajectory and just floats above it and still continues to fly towards Daifuku's ship.
Here she comes. Shoot her down. Be careful. She's a warrior of Zo. They're made of sterner stuff.
And as these gunshots are heading straight towards Carrot, she literally changes direction mid-flight
and is already on the ship right next to them. What? And in an instant, she slashes through every single person that tried to hit her, and they all get hit with electrified claws. And then she bites on some others, constantly slicing through more and biting on others, filling their bodies full of electro as she just somersaults right behind them on top of a building.
Hey, Chopper, what's happening over there?
And Chopper can only just stand there awestruck at what he's witnessing. Then we get Daifuku. Do you think you can last every last fight? Do you think you can fight every last sailor in this fleet to stop us, little girl? Your ship will sink in the meantime. So cease your pointless resistance and... And mind you, Carrot is standing there, and she interrupts him by holding up the very wheel of the ship.
The wheel? She busted our ship wheel! No way! Where's our ship heading now? That little brat?
And then Carrot just closes her eyes and just goes, and just laughs. And that is the end of chapter 888. One more SBS, and we move on to the final chapter of this whole volume. Question! The carrier bats are like the postal system of the One Piece world. Do they deliver packages too? Do the pirates send each other a traditional Oban gifts or holiday presents? Signed, Boneless Ham. That's how I usually enjoy my ham. Answer: I don't want to see pirates who are considerate or polite. That doesn't happen. Carrier bats are a system primarily utilized by the world government. Citizens can negotiate, civilians can negotiate with a news coup to have mail delivered, and there is a private sector service called the Songbird Post, but they can't fly very far. On the other hand, Albatross Post can go long distances, but doesn't deliver many types of mail. So the non-government services aren't all that advanced. It's more typical for pirates to send their own ships to deliver things, and it's not like they have addresses. You can imagine that a parting between people in this world is much more powerful than the way we see it today. Question: Hello, Oda-sensei. I have counted up the number of questions and non-questions you have answered on the SBS segment, not including any of the games and other special projects. The grand total was 1,199 questions, from volumes 4 to 86. Da-dum! That's incredible. Good luck with answering all of the serious questions, the is that really a question questions, the jokey questions, and the gross pervy questions. LOL. Signed, Black Little Gaki. Answer: Wow, you counted up all the questions? Thank you. I guess that means we're over 1,200 by now. This is a valuable space where I get to have an honest discussion with my readers. I will continue to hold it sacred. Question for Orachi. Does Don Chinjiao use conditioner?
Hia-ho-ho, hia-ho-ho, hia-ho-ho.
Signed, Ska Junkie. Answer:
Shut up! Get out of here!
See you in the next SBS next volume. And now for the last chapter of volume 88, chapter 889, Unfamiliar Mama.
Why, you plucky little bunny, here we go! Genie!
What is your desire, master?
And Daifuku just rubs his belly and causes the genie to come out.
I shall give her a taste of her own medicine.
And the genie goes... Yeah, the genie goes to try and hit Carrot, and Carrot easily dodges, but the genie winds up destroying multiple tart ships in the process.
Please, Master Daifuku, stop it! Look at that! She stole another ship's wheel! Why you?
And then Carrot is just smiling at Daifuku.
That blasted hair!
And continues to use his genie against Carrot while also destroying more of his ships.
She's jumping around from ship to ship. This is astonishing. Right? Who knew Carrot could do that? That's my honorary little sister. Depending on the cycle of the moon and the weather conditions, they can be powerful allies.
When the minks stare into the full moon on a clear night.
No, that's Jinbei going.
Depending on the cycle of the moon and the weather conditions, they can be powerful allies. When the minks stare into the full moon on a clear night, They call forth the wild memories that lurk deep within their subconscious. People refer to their pale, ferocious form as Sulong, the Moon Lion.
Sulong?
The fundamental transformations causes them to lose their self-control, such that they cause harm to everything around them, including others and themselves.
What do you mean?
If a Ming cannot control their transformation, they can literally fight themselves to death in a single night.
What?
And then we get Brooke hopping up on deck. It is a double-edged sword, a tactic that consumes one's own life. Stealing the enemy's ship wheel is an inspired strategy. Then I suppose I shall join the fray before we descend into all-out combat.
What do you mean, join, Brooke? Wait, Brooke! You're gonna fall into the sea!
Yo! And then Brooke just starts running across the water because he can do that. He can literally run across the water.
All right! He can run across the water because he's so light! Let's just wait for them to clear the way ahead of us. Not so fast!
Not so fast!
They're behind us, too. Got it!
And Big Mom keeps moving towards them, but Big Mom drops to her knees and she's breathing heavily. And Bavaroy can see this.
Prometheus.
Huh? Brother Perros! Brother Perros! Something's wrong with Mama!
Sus.
Perorine, I'm well aware. She's getting skinnier and her breathing is labored.
I'm trying.
I'm trying to summon Zeus and Prometheus to us now. That's what Mama wants.
And this is Napoleon speaking. It's been nearly 8 hours since the start of her hunger pangs. We've never gone so long without being able to stifle her fits, and I've never seen Mama hungry like this. Whatever happens next, she's an unfamiliar monster to us too, Perorine. Can we hold out until Kako Island?
By the way, Brother Perros, we have had words that Pudding's bringing the cakes this way by ship.
What? Really? Our god of salvation!
But that's the problem, brother. Yes, it's Pudding, but the cake's vessel is Beggie's ship.
Perorine? Why is the kingdom-saving cake riding on that ship of assassins? I don't know. What now, then? One thing's clear. We can't actually trust that cake. 9 p.m. Within Big Mom's territory, Beggie's ship. You gotta be kidding me! There is absolutely no way I will allow you to do that! All I'm saying is, Big Mom has to put this cake in her mouth, right? How dumb do you have to be to pass up a chance to pack that thing with poison and explosives? We could take out one of the 4 freaking emperors. Don't you realize what an opportunity this is? Shut up. My very pride as a cook is riding on this challenge. So don't go and muck it up. I'll defeat her with flavor. What? Quit dreaming, kid. Big Mom's been eating delicacies from all over the world her entire life. And you're gonna bake a cake that surpasses her imagination? It's impossible! That's right. And we're all dead if I don't pull it off. I welcome the challenge. She ain't just gonna let us live if you succeed. I'm guessing you don't got any clue what Big Mom used to be like. Trust me, you'll regret not taking the chance to destroy her now when you had to. And then before Capone could say anything, Sanji takes a piece of the cake and just puts a spoonful in his mouth. Doing this Capone voice, I can feel it on my throat a little bit. I can feel it on my throat. But we're almost done, so. But he shoves a piece of the cake in his mouth and goes, "Ah! Godfather! Godfather! What did you do to him? Blackleg?" And every single person around Capone starts pointing their guns. Gotti, Vito, everyone. What did you feed to the Godfather? Ask him yourself. Ugh, that's some deadly delicious cream.
He's dying of flavor!
Listen to me, Benji. You're free to assassinate her.
But don't you dare do it until I've satisfied my customer. When someone's hungry, I feed them. That's what a cook does.
And then Pudding faints again.
Lady Pudding! Why did you pass out?
I really got to pull out all the stops for the first time in ages, Veggie. Trust me. Trust in the power of our cake.
Darn it. It's like you got me under some kind of hypnosis. But still, the sheer pleasure inside of my mouth. Let's hurry, people. Is the coating done?
Let's hurry, people. Is the coating done?
Almost, ma'am. Lady Chiffon, we've already lost 2 cooks to the sugary scent.
Keep your wits about you, people.
And then Sanji's just thinking,
Be safe, Nami. I'm heading for you now.
Then another location within Big Mom's territory. Zeus and Prometheus.
Hurry, hurry. Which way?
Straight ahead. I can sense Napoleon's signal.
But if only you hadn't gone back to eat that wildfire.
And who do you think inflicted that damage on me in the first place, Zeus? You let that enemy woman use you like a fool! We're special homies, made from the soul of Mama herself! If you ever betray Mama again over some treats, you're done for!
I'm sorry.
On the Sunny. Fitz! Yo, we are on the last chapter of Volume 88 of the Whole Cake Island arc. And we're almost done with my series because my next series will be my next stream for this will be Volume 89. And then those chapters start to move directly into Wano country. So next Saturday will be my last reading of me going and redoing the Whole Cake Island arc, which is what started my whole journey towards reacting to One Piece in general, for those who don't know. So we're almost done. We are almost done with this chapter as well, so you're probably coming in on pretty much near the tail end of it.
I'm sorry.
On the Sunny.
The rudder isn't working! We're out of control!
The way is clear.
And Carrot just continues to demolish every single person that serves Big Mom and just crashing through all of them, destroying their wheels and also cutting them down with electro claws.
I'm losing consciousness. I need to wrap this up soon. How many ships left?
Genie! Guillotine!
And Carrot flies out of the way as the genie of Daifuku slashes straight through another ship again.
Thanks for the help.
Carrot, I've done my part, meager as it is, by putting that ship over there to sleep.
Baron Quartz! That should be enough. Let's return. You saved me.
No, you saved us. How do you get back to normal?
If I hide my eyes from the moonlight, I'll turn back.
And she puts her hat back on her head.
A hat, tinted glasses, even just shutting your eyes. It's the light of the full moon that calls to us.
It's all very beautiful, madam. Yo!
And then we get Bavaroy.
Brother Pearls! Brother Daifuku's down for the count! His fleet got swept aside!
Darn it, Daifuku! You useless bungler!
Thank you, Carrot. You got us out of an impossible situation.
We could have been sunk the way we were surrounded.
Yeah, can I stay in a room without the moonlight now?
Mama, are you sure you're all right?
Napoleon, change into your blade. Yes, Mama! Zeus, Prometheus, are you here? Here we are!
Here we are!
As Big Mom literally launches, full-on launches, like in a way that no big person should be able to. Launches up high in the air off of this candied wave as Prometheus and Zeus come up. And then Big Mom lands on Zeus. Napoleon turns into this massive curved blade, and Prometheus turns Big Mom's entire head into just a big old mass of fire. And everyone's looking, going like, Mama? She looks different. Huh? Even Pedal's confused. And Bavaro's all like,
How did she get so nimble?
My wedding cake!
And then Big Mom starts flying full tilt towards the Straw Hat ship. And then Big Mom jumps off of Zeus and lands directly on the Sunny itself.
Give it to me! I don't believe it. Where's my cake?
And then we have Jinbei who goes,
The rest of you stay back. We must be prepared to abandon ship if need be.
to be continued in One Piece Volume 89. And that is the end of today's reading of One Piece. Honestly, the whole time I was watching One Piece Whole Cake Island, I was like, holy, Big Mom is terrifying. And we watched as Sanji breaking apart and we get the background into his family lineage. This was not only a crazy arc, and we're almost done with it. Next Saturday will be the last one for my redo, but it was felt like Sanji's background was insane. Reading that for the first time all those years ago, I'm like, bro, don't break my heart like this. Just seeing that. And then seeing how terrifying Big Mom could be as a whole. And not only that, the whole matter with Katakuri as well. It just made Whole Cake Island pretty much one of my favorite arcs as a whole. Even though some people may not be fond of it, I greatly enjoyed the Whole Cake Island arc. But I'll probably say that again once I'm done reading the last and final volume for that arc. So, to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to today's session of One Piece. The next session will be same time next week. I don't think I'll have anything to do. So that means at 12:30 will be the time that I read that chapter, or read that last volume. And that will be the end of me redoing the entire arc that basically jump-started people knowing who I was outside of me playing One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. Whole Cake Island is where I really hit my stride for people to get to know me as a YouTuber and also me covering One Piece on the channel. So we're almost done. Thank you for sticking out with me this entire time. Hope you all enjoyed. I can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider supporting me through membership or even on Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.